So today we're going to be taking a look at Ahsoka Tano from the Season 7 of the Clone Wars series for the Vintage Collection. And I really like this action figure. I think it's, in a lot of ways, it's better than the first release we got of Ahsoka back in the original run of the Vintage Collection, which recently got a re-released action figure as well, and I'll review that at some point in the future. But this could arguably be the best Clone Wars Ahsoka we've gotten to date. It is lacking in some parts, and I'll get into that in a little bit, but overall, it's a great addition to any collection, I think. And we'll take a look at the package first. Very nice image of Ahsoka there. It's more based off her animated look, while the Maul that was released alongside with this, I think, had more of a realistic look. It's interesting how Hasbro decides, for this Clone Wars at least, which ones will look animated and which ones will look realistic. They seem to go back and forth between the two. It's figure 202. And I reviewed Maul. I do have Boba Fett on the channel if you want to check that out. I will get around to the Jawa eventually, and I'll get around to Echo and Bespin Escape Leia at some point too. These two I skipped out on. So that's the package. Very nice likeness to Ahsoka. The face printing turned out very well on this. Again, usually with a new head sculpt, the face printing turns out very well versus a re-release with face printing. As you can see, her face is actually separated from the rest of her head, I think. Or they're two totally different sculpted parts. I have seen some samples on the internet where the face is lopsided in some interesting way. So something to keep an eye out on, especially if you buy these online. Very faithful to what we see in Season 7 of the Clone Wars. In terms of the articulation, has a very good range in her neck. You would think it would be restricted, but it turns out it's not. Can get lots of good poses. She has a hinge at her shoulder there, and it does go past 90 degrees. A good hinge at the elbow there. It goes about 90 degrees. And a hinge at her wrist, I believe. Or is that more of a swivel wrist, I think. I think she has more of a swivel wrist, actually, but it'd be way too small to put a hinge there. Has a good range in her torso there. Hinge tips. And then swivel thigh, then hinge knees, goes not quite 90 degrees, I think, close to it though, and then has rocker ankles as well. In terms of accessories, she just comes with two lightsabers that we see her use in Season 7. That was given to her by Anakin. Unfortunately, she does not have unignited hilts, and there's no way you can attach any extras you might have to her belt, which is kind of surprising that the first release of Ahsoka in the Vintage Collection did have that feature, but this one does not. And we also have the Mandalorian Ahsoka now as well, similar to this one. But good paint detailing on her hilts there. I think the lightsaber blades is a very good blue as well. And she holds her weapons very well. Unfortunately, I'm not able to put a stand on mine. The hole in her foot is a little small, I think, and plus I don't want to drill any further since it's on a rocker ankle and accidentally go through her foot. But luckily she stands pretty good on her own, I think, so that shouldn't be a problem. And they also got her height correctly. I'll show you what she looks like next to Maul here. And Maul's not the tallest guy in the world either. It looks pretty good. Show you what she looks like next to a Mandalorian there. But anyways, that's really all there is to say about this Ahsoka. It's a very basic action figure, not a whole lot to say about it. It is what it is. It's definitely a high demand action figure as well. Unfortunately, I do know that at the time of this video, Entertainment Earth just recently announced that the production has been discontinued for this Ahsoka and Maul as well. So if you've been looking to get this action figure and you want one for a good price, now is probably the best time to get it before prices go up drastically on eBay potentially. And we know how expensive Ahsoka can get, especially the Black Series version of this particular Ahsoka is extremely expensive and it was almost impossible to find at the time. So if you've been looking to get one, now is the time to get it. And I would highly recommend this Ahsoka for your collection. Between the three, I would say it's really hard to say which one to get of the three, but this one's certainly a great option to have. I might do a comparison video at some point between the three Ahsokas we have, see which one's better. Before we finish up the review, I'll show you a custom cloak I got for this particular Ahsoka as well, that we see her use as her and Rex are burying the dead at the end of season 7 with ARC Trooper Jesse. You can find a lot of these on sites like Etsy and even eBay for a decent price. It's just a wire cape. It's made very good, homemade. And it fits pretty well over her head there. And it fits like so. So I think I paid $8 or so. So if you're able to find one as well, definitely would recommend that for your Ahsoka to complete her. I've seen some people take the Island Journey Ray that they're finding a whole bunch of them at stores like Ollie's and using that instead. It's also a good option. But anyways, that concludes this review, and I greatly appreciate all the support up until now. If you have not already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps out greatly. And let me know what you think here in the comments. And thanks for watching.